Welcome back to video number 4 of redecorating. As you might be able to see, it's dark outside. I got up early this morning and I dug out the electrics and put a light switch in so I can get something done in the evening because I haven't achieved anything for about a week. I've been trying to kind of finish the walls ready for painting next. It's very difficult to get the camera to focus, but here there is a slight line in it. You might be able to hear that better than you can see it. But anyway, there's a line there, and you get your hawk, which has a nice flat edge. You put your thumb under one side, and what you do, that's better, is you just gently scrape over the wall. And although that looks like it scratched it, that's now gone. The line is gone. So I spent some time doing that on all of the wall this morning. Well, any bits of the wall that have needed it. So all of the parts that were already smooth and nice, I haven't bothered doing that with. I've just left them alone. I've just tidied up the rougher bits. So most of the wall feels like glass, to be honest with you. It's a very good finish now. I'm very happy with it. One issue with doing this, though, is it covers the wall in dust, as you can see. Loads of it, and you can't tell where it is because it's the same colour as the plaster. So I'm going to spend some time this evening with a wet cloth, probably getting the dust off the walls, uncovering the plug sockets before I paint them, and then we're going to do painting. So we'll be back when it's daytime. Here's a quick time lapse of me digging out the plug sockets. It did make a bit of a mess of them, as you saw, so I've polyfilled them in and made them all smooth and fixed that again. If I do this again, I'm going to dig them out whilst the plaster is still wet. As you can see, I've cleared the room. I'm going to now mask everything up, put some sheets down, and then we're going to get on to painting. It's a beautiful day today, so I might do some jet washing as well, maybe clean the car. The time lapses are kind of fun to watch, so I might put them in as well. But now let's get the room prepped. So here we go. Everything is covered in plastic. I feel like if you had some form of new super virus, this is what happens when they put your house in a tent. I don't know if that actually happens, but it happened on The Simpsons once. So I'm going to come back in a hazmat suit when I come and do my painting, because I feel that's appropriate. Because this is freshly plastered, you have to do a very watery coat, as plaster really absorbs a lot of water. So we're going to mix the paint with some water, about 4:1 apparently, something like that. And then we'll be back for painting time. So here we go. First coat is on. All done with the sprayer. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I'm going to use the sprayer for any more. It served its purpose fairly well. That was very quick. I've done all of that in about 10 minutes. And it doesn't look bad on camera, but the finish isn't great. The finish isn't great, and I've used probably about 3/4 of a tub of paint, which I think 3/4 of a tub of paint would have this all properly covered. So it's used a lot, especially considering it was watered down. And I think because it's emulsion paint and it was watered down, you could tell the consistency was changing as it was coming through the sprayer. So I think what I'm going to do is find something else to do whilst this dries. I've done a tester patch in the garage on some wood. It's not going to be the same effect, but it'll do. The reason being, then I can do my tester strips on it, so when I go to B&Q I can buy the colour paint that I want for this room as well at the same time. So I'm going to go and clean the sprayer out, entertain myself with something else that you might see now, probably jet washing, and then there'll be a trip to B&Q, and then hopefully we'll get the base coat done today as it's only lunchtime. I might even treat myself to a Nando's while somehow. So let's see what we do now. Coat 2 done! It's looking very white. I could probably get away with putting the colour on now, but I mean you can't see on here. But where I've done the edges and the corners a bit thicker with a paintbrush, you can still just about see the difference. So I'm going to let it dry overnight, do a quick coat in the morning, and then it'll be time for colour in the afternoon. It's starting to get somewhere now, it looks good. See you in the morning! It's morning. It's very white in here. I'm going to go and put my sunglasses on in a minute if I stay in here much longer. Paint looks pretty good. I'm not going to do another white coat. I think it's unnecessary because it's going to have 2 coats of colour anyway. You can still see the edges slightly, so I've dug out a little roller, and I think it's just the texture that's showing the edges, so I'm going to try using that instead. So, colour time. It looks pretty good. It's definitely going to need a second coat. There's a few patchy bits, but one more coat and it'll be finished. So we'll get on with that later. It's lunchtime now, so hopefully it'll be dry by about 4 o'clock. And I can get that done today, and then tomorrow we can pull all the plastic down and then start thinking about the finishing touches. So here's the finished product. Second coat finished. I'm very happy with the colour. It's a nice even coating. I'm just going to pull all this plastic off now and get it looking like a room again, and then it's time to get the light switch on, do the plug sockets, and then next is going to be the door frame. As you can see, plug socket's on, looks very good. The other end isn't wired to anything, so no electricity going to that yet. I'm going to wire it up properly another day. The light switch is on, nice matching ones. The plastic is all down, apart from the floor because I've still got bits to do, but it's looking good. It looks lovely in the sunlight. Morning. Join me in my garage today to change the doorknobs on the door. These were the ones that were on there. Very chintzy, not my cup of tea. If anybody wants them, let me know before I bin them. To these ones. Nice brushed steel ones that will match the plug sockets and the light switches. And all in all, just look a little bit nicer. Ta-da! Easy. Quick and easy. Done. Now we find ourselves back upstairs. You can see we've got the plug on over there, but there's nothing going to it. This is the wire that goes to that plug, not connected to the mains. Down here is all the mains. So right now I'm going to get rid of this wire because it literally doesn't do anything. It's just a big old mess. Then we're going to join this wire. We're going to come around here and put this last plug socket on, which has got the live electrics in. And then we're going to use wood filler, like I have done here. I've done a little tester, to fill in this gap. So here's the moment of truth. We've wired this, the electrics are on. We're not going to touch it. And we're going to use this, which is a plug tester. We're going to plug it into the mains. And if we get 2 red lights and 1 no light, then we've done it correctly. It should say 240 or something volts. Yeah, correct. Not that it'll make a difference. Yeah, as you can see, 2 red and 1 white. Correct. This will tell you if there isn't a ground, or if it'll, whatever it says on there, the neutral isn't there or the live isn't there. So success! We've wired in the spare. Now we're going to have a go at changing that one. I've been using my multimeter also to test it's not live, but I've just put this one on, chipped the walls slightly, which is a little bit annoying, but whatever, it can be fixed. And once again, we're going to test that everything is wired up correctly. Fingers crossed. Yep. Yay! Job's a good one. So, the door frame has been finished. I've not enjoyed doing that. As you saw when I peeled the paint off, the tape off, there's lots of bits that have seeped underneath the tape, which is very annoying. I thought the whole point of tape was that that doesn't happen. And you get nice smooth edges, so I'm gonna have to buy a very thin paintbrush, I think, and try and do that by hand, and then not enjoyed the painting. Painting the walls is fine, painting the door frame is not fine. It's very boring. It's taken me about 2 weeks just to do the door frame. But I have been busy at work as well, so hey ho. And lastly, the door is back on. With working doorknob. Lovely. Next video will be the radiators, it will be the skirting board, and it will be making the window look more like a proper window again. And then we're nearly done. So, see you next time.